and I want to welcome into the studio the mayor of Clinton, Oklahoma, the Honorable Mr. David Berrong. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
Well, I'm giving my picks for the primary election tomorrow. And, of course, I never have enough time to talk in the 6 o'clock hour. It's crazy how busy that hour is.
Right.
And so I only got through like 2.5 races, and there's like 20 things.
I heard you on some of them. Yeah. 20. Yeah.
It's a load, especially on the Republican side, a little less busy on the Democratic side. But I'll share later on this hour some of my other picks. So let's get your pick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get you into that. But you are my pick for the next mayor of Clinton, Oklahoma.
Well,
I'm giving you my endorsement.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I do. Whether you can vote on me or not, I appreciate that endorsement.
That's right.
No, anyone that has a positive sense of the work I've been doing as mayor, but then wanting to go forward, and you always have to be able to assess your own life and say, is this what I should be doing at this time in my life? And I've gone through and checked the boxes, and I'm not going to be mayor, forever. No one does anything forever. You have to know when to stop. But I really am excited about the seeds that we've been planting in Clinton for the last several years, and they're coming to fruition. The planning, the highway department, the signs of health at the hospital. The variety of things that have got to be stimulated, quality of life issues. We're looking at senior services, increasing them in senior meals and activities in Clinton. They're just a variety of things that we've organized around economic development, and I feel I am motivated as much as I ever have been. I love Clinton, and would like to continue to be a part of planning Clinton's future and moving us in the correct direction for a new and greater and better day. And it's coming in Clinton. It's just exciting time to be a part of. It's just a pioneer movement that we're all a part of, and moving Clinton back into a strategic Western Oklahoma role. And,
do you think your youth helps you? You're only 25 years old, so you've got many more years.
Here's the thing that's a little hard for me to figure out, is that I'm in my 51st year of marriage.
Oh, awesome!
Now, let's think about this. I was going to be claiming I'm 50. Now that's not working. That's not working. So, yeah. No, I'm proudly halfway to 148, and and it is a time where you're wanting to encourage leadership in your communities. You want recurring new people presenting themselves, loving where they live, and wanting to be a part of whatever level, the school board, the council, the mayor's position, councilman. These different points of leadership, Chamber of Commerce, and you want people to rise up and get a sense that they have a responsibility, and it's a good one to make Clinton's quality of life better and move us forward as a leading Western Oklahoma community. And that's where I've been. That's where I continue to be, and so I am going to file for re-election this morning.
You're probably going to go right after you get off the air,
Pretty
right?
much. Just might as if, since I'm going to do it, let's get it done at the beginning of the process.
So when you think about this, I hear you saying you've got some unfinished work to do with, you want to see through the construction of the highway, but also and I don't know if this is something you look at, but I've talked to other mayors before. They go, well, I don't see anybody else stepping up. I've heard people say before, well, if there's somebody that I really thought, cared about the town and wanted to step up, I might step aside. But it seems like over the years in Clinton, there always hasn't been a lot of people, throwing their hat in the ring to even serve on the council.
Well, I don't think everybody's supposed to do everything.
Sure.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But I do think that there are certain qualities that you look for in people that see the bigger picture. They see themselves, as part of controlling Clinton's narrative or not, and rising to the occasion. So it takes a special sense. And there are people in Clinton that have been that way, and there continue to be people like that. But I've always seen the role of mayor as it's nonpartisan. I wouldn't have run for it if it was a Republican or Democrat thing.
Yeah.
But I see it as the role. If you're the right tenor, a facilitation role. I've always seen it bigger than just passing ordinances and ruling on budgetary items and trying to protect the infrastructure of the city and making solid decisions on behalf of all to move us forward from good internal laws and move us forward. I've seen it much bigger than that in Clinton. And I think I'd see that way in almost any community. The mayor can be I don't want to use the word because it sounds it's kind of like not a cheerleader, but a facilitator. I don't have all of the ideas, but I can recognize the ideas, good ones, and then push forward because there is a high visibility for mayor. And if you have the right person, and there are other people besides me life, it was before me and it will be after me. But I think the same qualities that you love Clinton, that you're not behooving to any special interests that make your work less than credible, and you're not just there for a wedge. You're there for everyone, and you want everyone to live in a better place and a wonderful environment. And then I think that baseline quality, and you see your role as mayor as one that you can I'm going to create this project, and I've done that. I have several creations of things that I think Clinton needed structurally, and moved more volunteers into place to assist the city in bigger things. And I don't know, it's as big a job as you want it to be, but I love being a part of it.
Well, management experience, I think, just from what I've seen, the way you run council meetings is very fair. You keep it moving, but everybody gets a chance to add their input. It doesn't look like you're forcing any kind, of agenda, and I think that's good leadership.
Well, what I've seen through the years, that was one of the first things that I got taken care of when it was decorum in our city council meetings. And I'd seen that as being ragtag and pretty much amateur through the years. It's not a matter of free speech and allowing it. It's a matter of let's have the most productive environment, a meeting with the council, with the citizens who certainly are engaged to be there and watch what's going on. Let's hear from them, but let's do it in a way that does not demean the communication process between leaders and citizens. Let's not do that. Let's not go chasing rabbits all over the place. So we do have, I think, I would recommend our decorum to anyone, and it does give people the opportunity to speak to issues to the council, but they do it in a way where they think in advance. It's not just a popcorn, and say things that they might regret or that we can't prepare for it as councilmen. It's not like that anymore. If you want to talk and speak to an issue, you just tell the city clerk a day before, say, I want to be on the agenda. And then the council knows what you're coming to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's provided, I think, a settling down and made us more serious as a community, and I think in the right way.
The other thing, and lavishing praise on you, and I'm sorry because it just sounds like I'm sorry. No. Sir, but one of the other things that I admire about you, you're very visible. Okay, you're always out there, always willing to talk. And you guys have had some tough stuff that's happened over the last few years, and you haven't been afraid to shy away from that. But I think you've also been Clinton's biggest cheerleader because people can get on social media, and I'm glad I'm kind of away from that and just talk about what's wrong with it, whatever city it is, but you accentuate the positive, and I think you need that. If you're going to bring people to town, you're going to bring business. You can't just say, "Oh, woe is me" all the time, right?
Well, I think that though you may see that, and I appreciate that, and believe it or not, I do have negatives, but if you bring a personal your philosophy, whether you're mayor or you're radio guy or you're wherever you are, or dad, or whatever if your philosophy is that life is only one time, we're only in this one time. And if you don't allow yourself to be captured by the normal human instincts, which are like, I don't like this, or this isn't going well. If you see yourself as being able to deal with those, you don't wipe them away. Say, no, there's nothing not negative happening in my life, but that's not going to define me. And that's my realistic look at what my challenges are, wherever they are, mayor or dad or husband or business or friend or whatever it is you are in life. You say, okay, realistically, this is what I'm doing with, but here's my optimism. Here's where I want to go. And you don't allow yourself to be fully just burdened down by the negative. That's not the highest level of your thought process, negativity.
Yeah.
You allow it. You have to deal with it. You don't be like a Pollyanna where you don't see anything. I call it realistic optimism, and that's what I like to bring to the table in my own personal life. But I also, for as long as I'm mayor, that's what drives me, is to talk about what our challenges are, but at the same time, optimistically plan, put together, like you say, stay realistically optimistic and move forward, move the community forward. Never lose sight of where you want to be, and that's and Clinton wants to be. We're never going backwards, but we have our assets. We have a wonderful geography, and we've got great people. And we are trying to build the future around our assets, and that's whether it's the highway or whether it's our leadership and the different state governing boards that are in Clinton, or what we can provide as a central. We are the epicenter of the West geographically. That's not going to change in my lifetime or yours, and so we just have to make hay of it.
Clinton. What I think has going for it the most are the people. And I was reminded last Saturday as I'm down broadcasting for the Clinton Classic run.
Right.
And I know everybody, in town that's involved with that, even though I've lived now in Weatherford longer than I lived in Clinton. I lived in Clinton 2 different times. But I have more friends and know more people in Clinton than I even do here. It's just a wonderful people. What a welcoming community.
Well,
it's
always Western Oklahoma,
been.
And you admit this, people that live in the West are generally pretty nice people.
Yeah.
And Clinton has always had a core of people, I think, that have made living there comfortable because they are friendly. Regardless of culture, regardless of status or class, whatever, we are working together. And I tell you, the people, I'm just a guy that I decided I wanted to live back. I wanted to come to Clinton.
Yeah.
I wanted to come back to Clinton. I've never regretted that.
David Berrong, Clinton mayor, who is just announcing that he is running for another term. Filing period opens today. We'll take a quick break. Back with more on The Wake Up Show.
Breaking news. President Donald Trump endorses conservative Mike Mazzei for governor. President Trump says Mazzei is a MAGA warrior, and that Mike Mazzei knows the America First policies required to grow our economy, create great jobs, cut taxes and regulations, promote Made in the USA, and unleash American energy dominance. Trump says Mike Mazzei will fight tirelessly to support our amazing farmers and ranchers, keep our borders safe and secure, stop migrant crime, ensure law and order, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. President Trump gave conservative Mike Mazzei his complete and total endorsement.
This is Mike Mazzei. I'm honored to be endorsed by President Trump. Like Trump, I won't compromise with the radical left. We'll fight back and win.
Endorsed by President Donald Trump. Conservative Republican Mike Mazzei for governor. Authorized and paid for by Mazzei for Governor 2026.
State Representative Anthony Moore.
Rick Cook tells it like it is, and he doesn't back down. He's tough. He's direct. Rick doesn't care about political games. He cares about getting results and standing up for our values. I need Rick fighting right along beside me in the Oklahoma legislature.
Conservative businessman Rick Cook will fight to secure the border, protect rural Oklahoma, and stand with President Trump. Rick Cook for State Senate. Tough leadership, real results.
Hi, I'm Rick Cook. Help me make Western Oklahoma great again. Paid for by Friends of Rick Cook, 2026.
State Treasurer Todd Russ. He's one of us, standing up against powerful special interests and protecting Oklahoma's financial future for everyone.
As your state treasurer, I've used my extensive banking and business experience to conservatively manage Oklahoma's money with transparency and accountability while improving the state's economy. I'm asking for your vote to keep delivering historic results that Oklahomans can bank on.
Let's keep State Treasurer Todd Russ working for us.
Authorized and paid for by Todd Russ for State Treasurer 2026.
Briley Baca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Every dollar you save for retirement has a silent partner, and it's your crazy Uncle Sam. He's waiting with his hand out, ready to take a chunk of your IRA, your 401k, and even your Social Security if you're not careful. But here's the truth. You can fight back. With the right strategy, you can keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket and out of Washington's. At Advanced Financial Strategies, we specialize in family wealth management, helping families in Western Oklahoma cut down on future tax bills, maximize income, and keep control of their financial future. Don't wait for the IRS to decide how much of your retirement you get to keep. Call me, Briley Baca, a certified financial planner professional here in Clinton, at 323-6800 or visit our website, retirewithbaca.com. Advanced Financial Strategies, your money, your future, your choice.
Welcome back to the Western Oklahoma Wake Up Show. Our guest is Clinton Mayor David Berrong. He has already made the announcement that he will be running for another term. Filing opens today for not only the mayor's race, but also 2 seats on the city council. Have we heard if the incumbents are going to run again? Or
no, everything is, it's all a personal walk, and both Ernie Dowdell and Art Lloyd are in positions to run again, and I am not. I don't know what their decision is. I don't know who out there. There's people that are thinking about running that for all these spots. That may or may not do it. So I don't know.
It's always interesting to me when people are like really vague or secretive. I mean, maybe they truly haven't made up their mind, but usually people, by the time filing date comes around, they're like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it again, or I'm not.
I've thought about it now. I don't know personally. I've thought about this for weeks. Is this the time to shift gears, or do I, damn the torpedoes and let's go? And I feel comfortable that way, but you should think about it.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't turn into a rote process, and you don't hopefully lose touch with your community and how what sense they're in. So hopefully it'll be a nice, healthy council as we move forward.
Well, and we kind of touched on briefly. Obviously, there have been challenges. Rural population is getting lower. We've lost some people.
25% of 100 people are gone.
Yeah, so it's not the same as it used to be. Then we had the challenges of the hospital, and thank goodness you got the rural emergency designation, but you had to go through a lot of, let's just say, crap to get there.
Right.
And was it all worth it?
Well, it is all worth it, because you define your community and quality of life in about 4 legs of the stool, and healthcare is education, healthcare, a strong city government, and then extracurricular things for people to do. Those are your four legs, and healthcare is a no-brainer. Now, did we see this coming? I don't know, maybe 30 years ago when we leased the hospital to Integris, or 35, what it was, that the community in their wisdom felt like things are getting more expensive, bring a pro in, and let's let them develop our health care, which they did. Integris was a wonderful experience, financially, everything, growth. But then, like life is, nothing stays the same completely. You change people, you change companies, you change environments. And we were like Rip Van Winkle. We had, as a community, had gone to sleep and had turned over healthcare to the professionals. But when we woke up, that's what you're talking about. That's the last 3 years that we've had to say we're now seizing back our hospital, our healthcare hopes in the future. The community has a responsibility now to make new decisions to maintain and grow quality healthcare in Clinton and certainly Western Oklahoma. But the factors were different. Yes, was it worth it? Yes, of course it was worth it. But some of the missteps were predictable because it's like waking up and you're saying, no, what's going on here? You mean we're now in control as a city again, whether or not we're going to have a healthy hospital. And so some of the personnel things, some of the things that happened, they were all positive. Some of the things were not so positive. But the good Lord, and I never take that out of the equation. The Creator of the universe oversaw our comings and our going, and has blessed us ultimately through the errors, but also there were plenty of positive moves to get Clinton to where it is right now, giving us the possibility to grow our hospital in a responsible way in a rural challenged area, not just in Clinton, but in Beckham County and the rest of Custer County, wherever rural is in America. It's a real challenge to provide health care. Go ahead.
Sorry. Besides health care, looking forward to the next 4 years, what would be the biggest challenge that Clinton would face?
Well, I think that it's recognized that we did so well for so long in developing like our housing market and building homes. And it was when I moved back to Clinton in 1978, we built a home out in Sites Acres, but we were just one of many.
Yeah.
But it was already an existing developed area. And then you had Rolling Hills, and you had a lot of things coming in the 80s that were commensurate with the growing economy of the oil boom, and that things were. But when everything stopped, and it became apparent that there was some major fissure, major crack in the Western Oklahoma economy, the house building came slowly to a halt. And so I think the greatest challenge, I don't want to say greatest, but it's in that top tier, is to develop homes that are available for people as Burns Flat grows, as we think the aerospace activity will grow and bring people that want to live in Clinton and work, say, out or work in another community, Weatherford or Elk City, but they want to live in Clinton. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? You've got to see that as a challenge. Now, when I became mayor, I ran into a guy at a conference way up in Alva, and I knew we had acres that had been purchased by the city years before for development in South Clinton, and they hadn't happened. And I just took advantage of the moment, went to this guy and said, "You built homes in Guyman and Enid and Ponca City. Do you know what about Clinton?" "Well, I don't know. Let's look." And so this council and I provided quite a bit of leadership on this, and he came in here, Lance Wendell out of Ardmore, and we reduced the number of home sites that had been originally drawn in this. So what ultimately the council would call the Redland Edition, and 4 or 5 streets, and now we have several homes that were built over the last 8 years, in that spot. Now that's it though, and he worked on tax credits. He was interested. We didn't have to stimulate his interest. There's a program of builders that can have pretty healthy tax credits for building in rural homes in rural Oklahoma. The Bellman administration, way back, Henry Bellman. And so we have had an experience of home building of several homes at one time, and they're all occupied now. And we have a private developer that's building homes. But as they feel like they can. So, Todd, when you say what is, I would say that for Clinton, developing a program where we see more home building in advance of people actually wanting to live in Clinton.
Yeah.
And so, and we're excited by the challenge.
And get more of those California and New York people moving to western Oklahoma where it's
this
cheaper.
Is a buy.
And
it's a buy, but we just, people aren't taking chances like they used to. You don't have builders going out and
doing a bunch of spec
and buying
homes,
acres of property and putting in neighborhoods as much.
Yeah.
But that's up to us to try to develop an incentive environment in Clinton to where we do have homes of different sizes and shapes, so that a lot of people want to live in Clinton. Clinton is geographically the perfect place to live, and it's a nice place to live from a quality of life standpoint. But you've got to have homes.
Even though Chris Jones is playing pickleball now, I was a little disappointed to hear that. But no, I'm just kidding. But oh my goodness, well, David, unfortunately, we are out of time.
Well, it's always good to talk to you, my friend. You just look younger every time.
I look fatter.
And you had a week off. I mean, that's obviously good for you. You're very invigorated. That's good.
And the insomnia kicked in last night. So